I'm super passionate about the law of assumption because I absolutely love how it teaches us that our thoughts and our beliefs and our assumptions are actually what is dictating and controlling our experience in our life. Neville Goddard teaches us that nothing exists outside of our own consciousness, and that our entire world and everything we experience is actually just a projection of our subconscious mind. And the key to changing your life is to change your assumptions that you hold about the world. I mean, the Nobel Prize in Physics of 2022 proved to us quantum entanglement, and that when two particles are entangled, they exhibit the same behavior even when they're spread across vast distances across the other side of the universe. They even proved that new information can be teleported between these particles. When they're spread really far apart on the other side of the universe away from each other, they can teleport information. And this is going to be the basis of our new technology that we're going to see in computers called quantum technology. I'm Sarah Stone Love, and my channel is all about the science and psychology of manifesting. My last couple of videos were about the law of thought transmission and how basically the nature of our own thoughts actually influences the way people treat us. So for instance, if you have a boss or you have a friend and maybe they're not treating you right, maybe they're taking you for granted, well, it could potentially be your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own assumptions inside of you that are creating this reaction. Neville Goddard says you can control what others think about you and the way they react to you all simply with your own thoughts. So for instance, with your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, if you focus on the positive attributes, the things that you really love about that person, you're gonna get more of that. But if you focus on the negative attributes, you're gonna get more of that. I wanna share with you my own personal success story with this. A couple of weeks ago, I started my gratitude journal back up. I started writing 2 full pages, and primarily I was focusing on the things I loved about my children. I wanted to really deeply reconnect with them. So I was writing down a list of everything about them that I felt was inspiring, everything that I love, everything that made my heart sing and that just brought me joy. Along that same time, I was also doing a lot of research throughout the day on gratitude and what it does to our brain and the science behind it. This means so much to me because my son Avery, I noticed a dramatic shift in him in like 24 hours. The next morning I got up, I was preparing the snacks, preparing the lunch for school that day. And Avery, my son, was in the living room on the couch. Out of nowhere, we were just sitting there in silence. He comes running over to me. He gives me the biggest, deepest hug and he says, "I'm so grateful to have you take care of me." This is a 7-year-old little boy who, just so you know, he's never said anything like that to me before. He's always been super sweet, super hugging and loving, but he's never said, "Oh, I'm so grateful to have you take care of me." My mouth just dropped open. I mean, I was really happy. I felt so much love, but I was shocked. Like, where did this come from? Kept doing what I was doing, didn't think anything of it. And then we go to get into the car, and he comes running up to me right before we put the seatbelts on and like hugs me, half chokes me behind my neck and says, "I'm just so grateful to have a mom." Like, what? You've never in your entire 7 years of existence said anything like this. And I just stopped and I looked at him and I was like, "Avery, are you studying gratitude in school? Or have your grandparents been talking to you about this, or your friends or somebody? Like, where's this coming from?" And he was like, no, Mom, I'm just feeling grateful today." I didn't even know that he fully comprehended the word grateful. Like, I mean, I know he did, but it was incredibly shocking and amazing. And then the next day, it happened again. Giant hug, bear hug, just swallowing my body with his arms and just hugging me as tight as he can. "I'm so thankful to have a family." And then again at dinner, "I'm so grateful, Mom, that you made this meal for me." I'm just like, what is happening right now, right? And I almost was in tears because it made me so happy. So here's where it gets really interesting. On the 4th day, I stopped doing it. I just slipped up. I started doing something else. I was focusing more on meditation and I stopped doing my gratitude journaling. And guess what? Immediately, my son stopped. Not that he stopped hugging me. He still loves me and hugs me all the time, but he stopped with these profound statements of gratitude. And he hasn't done it again since then. To me, there's no other way. Our consciousness is entangled, and whatever I am focusing on, it is directly affecting my son. It just goes to show you that the law of thought transmission is real, and that my son and our consciousness is entangled without a doubt. I think this is incredibly uplifting and powerful because this is just one small example of how you can shift your own energy, shift your own thoughts, shift your emotions, and actually impact the people around you. I'm Sarah Stone Love. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it, and maybe it'll even inspire you to do a little gratitude journaling. Please join me every Tuesday, every Thursday, where I'll be sharing more videos about the law of assumption so that we can empower ourselves and change our lives together.